Caloroga Shark Media.
This is my new favorite story. Hi, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Good news for Sammy Hagar. You have not been arrested. No, it was not Sammy Hagar. It was a man impersonating Sammy Hagar. He was arrested for impersonating Sammy Hagar at several businesses, including 2 banks and a vape shop. The man was claiming to be the real Red Rocker and attempted to open accounts under the name Sammy Hagar Enterprises, LLC. To prove his identity, he even busted into a version of I Can't Drive 55. A bank teller told the police he said he was on tour but needed to cash a royalty check. He was wearing red sunglasses and smelled faintly of margarita mix, so I thought it was actually Sammy Hagar. The guy presented a homemade ID card that read Sammy Hagar Rock God. A girls' volleyball team started fundraising. They found out that the high school custodian didn't have a car of his own. One of the students said he's just really helpful, honestly. He supports us through everything. He's our biggest cheerleader. They found out that the guy was staying at the school until 1 a.m. waiting for somebody to pick him up. So they set up a GoFundMe campaign, raised more than $3,000 the first day, eventually got to $9,000. A local car dealership heard about the efforts. They called him outside for an emergency. The emergency was, here's your new car. I mentioned recently, I can't stand the landscapers with the leaf blowers. Drives me nuts. I might have to move to J Peak Ski Resort in Vermont. Can I live at a ski resort? I probably can for purposes of the show, I can. They're not using the landscaping company. They're using sheep and goats. The Chew Crew. Keep weeds and other overgrowth in check while reducing erosion, cutting back on fossil fuel use, and best of all, doing the thing in silence. Cloudbrook Grazing will rent you out the animals. Adam, the owner there, said the goats are great at the trees and the goldenrod and the other types of brush, but the sheep really do well with the grasses, so by mixing the two together, we get everything covered pretty well. More good news for animals. A company in North Carolina is growing leather without harming the animals. George is a biomedical engineer. He created what he calls cultivated leather made from skin cells of a cow named Angel, who's doing just fine at an animal sanctuary in New York. The process grows the cells on plant-based fibers like dandelion fluff. Finally, a use for that stuff. Then tans the finished material using natural tree bark powders instead of harsh chemicals. The goal, luxury leather that's cruelty-free and far better for the planet. He calls it a biological gemstone and hopes it's a glimpse of a slaughter-free future for fashion. Nice job by John Bon Jovi. He is feeding furloughed federal workers for free. His community restaurant, JBJ Soul Kitchen, is offering complimentary 3-course meals to government employees affected by the shutdown. All workers need to do is show their federal ID, and they'll be treated to a hot chef-prepared meal at either of the restaurants in his New Jersey locations, or a special pop-up inside the library in Red Bank, New Jersey. John and Mrs. Bon Jovi started Soul Kitchen as a paid-forward restaurant, where diners who can afford it make a donation to cover someone else's meal. Those who can't pay are encouraged to volunteer. Everyone eats together, no questions asked. The couple says the goal is simple, to serve good food with dignity. And those are your 5 good news stories for today. You have a great day.